During English colonization and the formation of America, whenever there was a perceived threat to the white status quo, there has been a restructuring of society through white grievance, law, and race. Today is no different. We are seeing the same response. The Trump administration is restructuring society to maintain control. This is not about personalities. It is about structure. After 1676, those in power were terrified and responded by creating whiteness and white privilege. Laws privileging whiteness were formed, granting poor whites a higher status over black people. This division was designed to prevent the laboring classes, the whites, poor whites, and blacks, from ever uniting again. Wealthy white plantation owners learned a critical lesson from Bacon's Rebellion. If poor people unite across racial lines, wealthy white control is at risk. The same applies today. If we ever unify, the jig is up. But what they did, they created whiteness, and whiteness became a psychological benefit for poor whites. The wealthy white plantation owners used race as a tool to maintain control and suppress solidarity between poor whites and blacks. Laws were created to elevate whiteness and permanently divide African slaves and poor whites. Race became policy. Instead of offering material power to poor whites, plantation owners offered something else: status. This is what historians call the psychological wages of whiteness. White grievance became a stabilizing force, keeping poor whites in line and reinforcing the status quo. In the modern era, Trump administration openly appealed to white grievance and cultural anxiety. Law and policy are being used to reinforce social hierarchy, reframing economic insecurity as a threat to racial and cultural identity for white people. Trump has used voting laws, immigration policies, and judicial appointments to strategically expand executive power. These legal tools help define who belongs and who is excluded, shaping society through policy and law. The Trump administration did not invent white grievance. It activated it. Economic insecurity, demographic change, and declining global dominance have been reframed as white cultural and racial loss. The message is clear. Someone took something from whites in America, and the law will help get it back. 17th century history connects directly to modern American politics. By examining the cultivation of white grievance and the central role of law, we can see how the past shapes and maintains structures of power today. Executive power has expanded under the language of law and order. The rule of law became a boundary-making tool, deciding who belongs, who is protected, and who is excluded. History shows us that backlash occurs when the white power structure feels threatened. Recognizing this pattern helps us understand how manipulation works and why structural change requires us to challenge these old divides. White backlash, the rule of law, politics of white grievance, connects these historical dots and shows that white grievance is not spontaneous. It is cultivated, weaponized, and governed through legal systems. The book exposes how backlash emerges whenever people of color gain visibility, rights, or economic ground, and how law is used to restore hierarchy. The book, White Backlash, The Rule of Law, Politics of White Grievance, has explored white backlash and the restructuring of American society from Bacon's Rebellion in 1676 to the Trump era today, illustrating the enduring connection between race, power, and law. History shows us that backlash is not about loss. It is about threatened dominance. When we understand the pattern, we can recognize manipulation instead of being consumed by it. This is not ancient history. It is living history, still shaping law, politics, and power today. This is part of my economic sovereignty framework. Go to www.whitebacklash.com and get your copy of White Backlash, The Rule of Law, Politics of White Grievance. Much love. Always, forever, family. #family first.